size and age. But in some cases, we do know when a particular tree was planted, and one example of that is the sacred fig, a Bodhi tree in Sri Lanka. And there are similarly old trees on a kind of 1,000-year timescale in Tasmania and various other parts of the world. So this question about whether we can accurately date trees does depend a lot on the kind of growth of the tree, and some trees are not so easy to date with tree rings. One of the fascinating ones that I think are the baobabs of Africa, which are huge trees. They might be 50 feet or more in diameter, so you might think that they were very old. Humboldt thought they were some of the oldest organisms on Earth, but that great size belies relative youth. Some baobabs are indeed in the kind of 1,000-year range, but most are much younger. But because they live in a kind of tropical environment, because they have this peculiar form, they're enormous-looking trees, but in the grand scheme of things, not some of the most ancient on the planet.
Humboldt, that's the German explorer.
Yeah, absolutely.
So many of the oldest trees that are documented are found in North America. Is that just because the records there are very good, or is it something to do with the species and the landscape, the sort of things that Valerie was telling us?
I think it is indeed some of the features that Valerie mentioned. The kind of slow growth is certainly the case for bristlecone pines. Others is a very favourable environment. So the giant sequoias living in the Sierra Nevada, the coastal redwoods, the giant swamp gums of Tasmania, the Huon pines of Tasmania, they're living in very equable kinds of environments. And curiously, all of those species are conifers, just the same as the bristlecones.
Michael, why are ancient trees so valuable? Can you tell us about your work on the ecology of ancient trees?
Sure. So one of the tree types that I look at are a tree that we would call a wolf tree, and that is, the term goes back well over 1,000 years, back to old Germanic languages, but in the 1900s the term was sort of applied in silviculture to sort of a widespreading, very limby tree growing in a forest, and the silvicultural priorities for that was to cut those trees out. And so I spent time looking at how other organisms use these trees, and so to kind of put it in a definition, a wolf tree is a tree that grew in an open setting for some period of its life and then finds itself in a forest later on. So that open setting would be an old farm and a pasture. Imagine sheep laying underneath the tree, and then as that farm was abandoned, which is a very common thing in eastern United States history, as our landscape went from primarily open to primarily forested, the tree finds itself in the forest, but at a much greater age than any of the surrounding trees. Because of that, the tree has a lot of complex structure, and this is really true for all of our large old trees and ancient trees. And so we start with the bark, and I encourage all your listeners to go look at the barks of different trees around you.
Kellogg's has been great to demonstrate the art of the possible.
What was the initiative for this? Was it from Kellogg's itself, or was it from the RNIB?
So this came off the back of Kellogg's. They were working with a school in Liverpool called St Vincent's, and the children in the school identified that they would love to be able to access the information in an accessible format. And until we did what we did with Kellogg's, there were ways in which you could access that information via Braille, but 10% of blind and partially sighted people read Braille. So the children said that they would love to see some kind of technological advancement on the packaging. What we did actually ourselves at RNIB at the time were working with a company called NaviLens, which has a number of different applications, from travel and transport, which is active in Barcelona and Madrid, but the same technology and the same code, which is effectively the next generation of QR code, could actually be implemented on a box. And we went on this journey with Kellogg's to implement the code. And the case studies and the feedback we got were just incredible. I live with sight loss myself, and in all the years I've never been able to access information so intuitively as this. And And, we as individuals, have the right to this information. This gives us choice, independence, and control. And that's incredibly important.
Would you like to see this rolled out to other consumer goods groups?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, since the initial trial last year, the number of brands that reached out to us who actually are all really active in this space and really want to raise the bar on their packaging, it's been great. And Kellogg's have took the step. They've really demonstrated that this is possible now, and we are talking about a simple artwork change. Yes, there are things to do in the background, but Kellogg's and ourselves are here to work collaboratively with other brands to really drive this social change and make this something which in a couple of years' time will just be normal.
All right, Mark, we have to leave it there. I must apologise. I introduced you as coming from Kellogg's, whereas, of course, you are, in fact, from the RNIB. Good to see you.
No problem at all. Good to see you. Take care.
Now, a quarter of small and medium-sized businesses who export to the EU or plan to in the near future say they've stopped selling to some EU markets because of the challenges post-Brexit. Well, the research was carried out by DHL Express, and the companies are calling for further free trade agreements to open up additional markets. Well, joining me now is Abigail Brodie. She's Vice President of E-commerce at DHL Express. Abigail, very good morning to you. Would you say there's more optimism around now than there was when the transition period ended?
I certainly think it's been a difficult period for a lot of businesses, but there is a lot of positive to come out of it. So I think there's been quite a lot of learning. It's been a very complex change for a number of businesses. However, we've seen some businesses really plough through and still show, some good success. Whereas it's been a real mixed feeling. So I think, over half of the businesses have found it really challenging recently.
Is it possible to sort of be a bit more specific and say which sectors are doing well and which are perhaps falling behind?
It's a really mixed bag, to be honest. What we found is companies that are agile and also that have had experience of sending outside of Europe have been more equipped to deal with the additional paperwork and have had more knowledge about the sort of charges that the end consumers may get. But certainly we find that where they have an express option and they're used to that kind of paperwork, they have managed to kind of circumvent the new regulations much easier.
Now, clearly there's an appetite among the businesses you spoke for further trade agreements. Which ones are the priorities? I guess the United States has to be the biggie.
I actually think that the priority is education, mainly, to make sure that we can really kind of advise customers where it is easier to export to and what goods can go to which environments in the easiest way. But certainly we're very hopeful that with further trade agreements, we can really make some of these challenges easier and smoother moving forwards for our SME businesses.
So when you say education, you mean helping businesses to export more? I mean, giving them a helping hand with what? Getting around the paperwork, getting around some of the sort of tariffs that have crept in?
Yeah, definitely. And not just the businesses and advising the businesses on the paperwork. We've actually seen that one of the concerns is that over half of end consumers that have been buying online weren't expecting particular charges. So it's really important that we educate both the end consumer, but also give support to the small and medium businesses. And there is a lot of support out there for them from a number of agencies, whereas we've seen about a quarter of them weren't aware of some of the support that they could actually tap into.
Now, of course, the UK has actually started reaching free trade agreements with other jurisdictions. Are you seeing a pickup in business to other parts of the world now?
We've actually seen some really strong growth to the rest of the world, and we continue to see that, which is a positive. But as I say, it's been different for different businesses, and different businesses have had different challenges. So it's really about where we can support and give them the most advice and help as we can on an ever-changing kind of complex environment for them.
And is it possible, do you think, to sort of draw any meaningful conclusions 6 months on from Brexit, given that we've had all of the upheaval of a pandemic and so on?
I think the conclusion that we would take is that it's certainly not all doom and gloom. Yes, we've had some challenges, but there is a lot of support that we can give. We've been giving a lot of information out to our customers to support them moving forwards. And the fact that some of these businesses have, despite all of these challenges, continue to be successful, I think that's where we can really focus on.
All right, Abby, we have to leave it there. Good to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Wall Street enjoyed a solid end to the first half of the year, with the S&P 500 completing a fifth straight day of gains to finish at an all-time high. But stocks have made a soggy start to the second half of the year. In the Asia-Pacific region, there were falls in each of Tokyo, Hong Kong, Shanghai, Mumbai and in Sydney. Well, markets in Europe opened very much to the upside a couple of hours ago or so, and as you can see, they're all still firmly in positive territory right now. The IBEX in Spain up by more than 1%, and pretty much the rest of them all knocking on the door of 1% or so. Well, among the main talking points, shares of the German biotech company CureVac, their shares are down by 18% in Frankfurt this morning. That's after it admitted that the COVID vaccine on which it has been working was only 48% effective in trials. Well, here in London, the FTSE 100 has also made a positive start to the second half of the year. The FTSE currently 71 points to the good, up just over 1% there in a broad-based rally. Among the leading blue-chip gainers, Associated British Foods and JD Sports, I mentioned both of those earlier, they're among the leading gainers on today's trading updates. Look at that, AB Foods up 5%. As ever on a Thursday at this time of year, a number of stocks are going ex-dividend. In other words, the shares technically adjust automatically lower to reflect the fact that anyone buying today doesn't qualify for the latest payout. And among those falling as a consequence of this, B&M and Burberry, which as you can see is off 0.75%. That's a technical adjustment only. Now, outside the FTSE, the addiction treatment specialist Indivior, I mentioned them yesterday. Well, they're up a further 3% this morning following yesterday's upbeat trading statement. But the software group Micro Focus, a former FTSE 100 member, of course, its shares are off by nearly 4% after its half-year results came in below expectations. On the foreign exchange market, it's very interesting. The US dollar this morning hit a 15-month high against the Japanese yen. Pretty strong across the board there. Bit of a knock on there for sterling. As you can see, the pound is a third of 1% lower against the greenback. It's also roughly the same amount lower against the euro as well. As for the oil price, well, that has crept higher this morning ahead of today's meeting between the OPEC cartel and Russia. All eyes, of course, on whether there is going to be a reduction in production cuts. But right now, a barrel of Brent crude will cost you $75.55 a barrel. That is up 1.25%, and I think that's pretty close to the high last seen in April 2019. Well, joining me now is Rachel Winter. She's the Associate Investment Director at Killick & Co. Rachel, very good morning to you. Mentioned AB Foods. I mean, quite striking rally in the share price this morning. Clearly, this has caught some people on the hop.
Yeah, great results here, and what a turnaround. So this is the company that owns Primark. About 42% of their revenue now comes from Primark, so perhaps they might have to change their name soon. But they made headlines in lockdown for saying they'd lost over £1 billion worth of sales because they had to close all their stores. But that's really turned around now that stores are open again. It really feels as though shoppers have flocked back to Primark. We've seen big queues outside of those stores, and apparently the basket size has increased. And what's more, we know that a number of other bricks and mortar retailers have shut down following lockdown, and that has led to reduced competition for Primark, and that has led them to take market share as well.
Rachel, you've mentioned Primark there, but of course, I mean, it's a curious beast, AB Foods, because it's got grocery business and a big sugar processing business as well, sort of agricultural exposure. I mean, to what extent do investors like you sort of tend to overlook that and just home in on Primark's numbers these days?
You can't overlook it because the food part still takes up about half of the business, or even slightly more than that, so you do have to look at it. But certainly over the last decade at least, Primark has made up the majority of the growth of that company, and I do believe that is the reason that most investors own these shares.
Now, I mentioned Micro Focus just now, former FTSE member. I mean, the shares have rallied lately, but I mean, it's been a bit of a bow wow for the last couple of years, hasn't it?
It really has. So these shares are down about 80% since 2017, and there's a real sense that investors are starting to lose patience. The update this morning was actually slightly ahead of expectations. The loss in revenue the company has made was actually not quite as bad as expected, and yet the share price is down anyway, so that really signals a lack of patience with the shares. The company's been criticised for not focusing enough on cloud computing technology, but they have recently announced a partnership with Amazon Web Services, so potentially that could be the start of a turnaround.
And PZ Cussons, I mentioned them earlier in the programme. I mean, this is quite an interesting business, isn't it? And undergoing something of a transition. They've got a sort of newish chief executive on board.
They have. So they've recently announced a new strategy. They own CareX, so they've had a very good year in terms of sales of hand soap and sanitizer. They actually cut their dividend last year to focus more on expanding their capacity for producing hand sanitizer. So they've had a very good year, but they have acknowledged they have lacked focus and investment on their core brands over the last few years, and they have said that they will be spending the money they've made over the last year on refocusing and re-improving those core brands.
Rachel, what I thought was really interesting about this statement was the fact that they very clearly signalled price increases. They're going to try and pass on these higher commodity costs they're seeing. Would you expect to hear similar things from the likes of Unilever in coming months?
We've seen difficulties with Unilever trying to pass on price increases in the past, but we also know that input costs are going up very quickly. So I think at some point, some of these companies won't have a choice but to try and pass on some of these costs. So I think that will happen to some extent.
All right, Rachel, great to see you as ever. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Well, still to come here on Ian King Live, we'll be heading over to Monaco, where digital resident cards are set to be introduced. Don't go away.
Any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghanaman Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Hello, lovely listeners. Tune in to the renewed show with Charlotte. Make it a date to listen to me this and every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Starr Radio UK. Tune in to an hour of power, an hour of encouragement, an hour to inspire you to stay positive and strong in this season. See you there and listen.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamb.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamb@gmail.com. Well Lamb Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. Of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohinya, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK. Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie and you are listening to Starr Radio UK and the Morning Show.
Through sickness and heartbreaks, you gave me victory. I am still standing. I feel many times, but you never gave up. You never gave up on me. I am still standing. Looking back, I can say this far by grace. Come on, this far by your grace. This far by grace. Oh, I've come this far by your grace. This far.
Okay, so let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth, and those of you on other planets as well. We salute you all and we welcome you to the Starr Radio UK Thursday edition of the morning show. And a song that I played a moment ago, or still playing, sums it all up. It's taking the grace of God to bring us this far.
Here we go.
So this far by grace. Well, thank you once again for joining us. A happy new month to you. The 1st of July, the year 2021. Starr Radio UK. Archie, your man. Well, let me say morning to my colleagues, Mr. Frank Davis, Mr. Olayomi and Konya D. And to all you wonderful people who've tuned in this morning to listen to us as well. Let me say good morning to Mr. Malik Dramani Mahama, Felix in Aberdeen. Good morning to you, Mr. Kofi Ali Abdul Yakin, Brother Kwame. Good morning, and then to the one and only, Dr. Morton. Good morning to you, Mr. David Kluche. Good morning. Mr. Ebenezer Hammond all the way in Cape Town, South Africa. Good morning. And then a special good morning also goes to Comfort Haven in Minnesota, that I give tea, Esrahin and Abiose and all you folks there in the US of A. Good morning. This far by grace. Let me say morning to all our listeners in Europe, Asia, Australia, and of course the African continent, the mother of all continents. Master, good morning to you. Welcome to the show. And then my wonderful listeners in Nigeria, I salute you all. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
This is the morning show. Archie.
And let me take this opportunity to also say good morning to all the presenters and management of Starr Radio UK for the good work that you've done this far by grace. Okie dokie, time now to M43 from the House of London. Let's go on. Let me bring you the program outline. I will bring you the quote of the day, the weather forecast will follow suit, then the travel updates. Move on from there, have a look at some of the stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. At 11 o'clock, we'll have Mr. Olayomi, if permitted. With all the obstructions going on there, he will bring us updates from Nigeria. Move on from there to have some other look at other stories, details of other stories that's made the rounds across the globe, from archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar. Feel free, yes. And if you are listening to us, you think that there's something happening in my area I want to share with you, feel free to do so. We'll allow you. You can post it on our Facebook page, or you can text or WhatsApp it to us, or you can email it as well, and I promise you that we will read it. So once again, welcome. At 1 o'clock, we bring the curtains down for the end of the program. But before then, 12 o'clock, the lines will be open for you to add your voice to the discussion. So that's the gist of what is going to happen today. Okay, so the quote of the day says what? Take time to prepare and opportunities will chase you afterwards. Take time to prepare, and opportunities will chase you afterwards. Therefore, if you're educating yourself, take your time. Educate yourself. Get all the information, the necessary information that you need. And I can tell you that, of course, just a matter of time, you will see opportunities pursue you. More people will be looking for you to do the job the job for them. It takes the grace of God, though. Yeah. Let me not discount that. Because I'm a faith person, right? Okay. Now let's move on to the weather forecast for you. This morning I thought that the weather was going to be a bit different from what we've seen. However, I just saw some other highlights saying that, well, there's going to be some rain. And that brings into mind some things that I've decided to dry outside. Okay, so this afternoon we'll see a mixture of sunny spells and light patchy cloud, and it should remain mostly dry. The odd isolated shower cannot be totally ruled out, however. Okay. And tonight we'll continue dry, and we'll see clear spells for a time as the night draws on. Cloud will gradually build in the east, from the east, becoming overcast for most by dawn. The top temperature is going to be 21 degrees, always going to be 14 degrees. UV level is going to be high, pollen level is going to be very high, and pollution level is going to be low. Sunset is going to be 21, and sunset 04:47 hours. That brings us to the end of the weather forecast for you today, Thursday, the first day of July 2021. Starr Radio UK. Let's take a break. I'll bring you the full length of that song. Don't you worry. It's become one of my favorite tunes of late. So stay tuned whilst we take a commercial break, and I'll bring you the travel update. Don't you go away.
The Prasad's Automotive provides affordable, high-quality service and repairs for all makes of cars, charging from 50% of London main dealer labour rates. At the Prasad's Automotive, they have the knowledge, experience and facilities that equip them to deliver excellence and quality to their clients at a personal level. They offer servicing and repairs for all makes of cars. Special 10% labour discount and free valet for all NHS and key workers with every service and repair.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Okay, so keep your eyes on the roads, I will keep you navigated. I promise I'll be on the Starr Radio UK travel update. I come to every weekday from 10:40 at 10:47 today. So what's happening on your travels today if you are in the UK, especially those of you in London? Well, on the underground this morning, Circle Line has got minor delays due to train cancellations. Waterline and City Lines have got planned closures. Service operates between 06:07 hours and 10:13 hours, and between 15:23 and 19:11 hours Monday to Fridays. But when it comes to the other lines, good service there. TFL Rail, DLR, London Tramlink and London Overground, good service there. But continue to keep those eyes on the roads. I will keep you navigated. I promise I'll burn. But when it comes to the river bars this morning, I can tell you assuredly, good service there. But keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads as we keep you navigated. Now moving on to the National Rail this morning. Cross country has got minor delays. East Midland Railways, minor delays. First Transpennine Express, minor delays. Great Anglia, minor delays. London North Eastern Railway, minor delays there as well. But keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads. I will keep you navigated. I promise I will burn. Now the final segment of the travel update, that's the major roads in London. A24 has got closures, A4 closures, A41 closures, Central London Red Routes closures, A205 closures, and A10 has got serious delays. Let me tell you about that. That's Stoke Newington High Street, both directions at the junction of A10 Rectory Road. Temporary signals and lane restrictions in place during traffic signal upgrade works, and therefore that is causing lots of traffic at Stoke Newington High Street, Hackney. Alright, so on that note, let me say good morning, good afternoon, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your comments for today, but you know what? Continue to keep those eyes on the road.
Hello, lovely listeners. Tune in to the renewed show with Charlotte. Make it a date to listen to me this and every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Star Radio UK. Tune in to an hour of power, an hour of encouragement, an hour to inspire you to stay positive and strong in this season. See you there and listen.
Yes, welcome back to the program. It's now gone 10:49. It is the Thursday edition of the morning show. It is time for us to go global trotting, and after that, I'll bring you some lovely tune. Before we have Olayomi who's going to be joining us to bring us updates from Nigeria. There's lots happening from Nigeria. Yesterday, if you had the privilege of listening or watching or viewing the Niger Voices, you would have heard him talking about a lot of things that is going on there. The arrest and of Nnamdi Kanu, okay, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, okay. Yes. Well, so yesterday night I was sending. I came by some information that I shared with a couple of us. But what do you think about all that is happening? That Kanu has deliberately handed himself into the officials, so that because of what they are pushing the UN to do, if he is going to say he is the leader of the Igbo or the IPOP, then he has to be on the ground. He cannot be outside. You cannot be outside and say you are the leader of IPOP, and therefore he has to find his way, some way, somehow, to get there, so that that referendum that they are pushing for will take place. But do you think that will solve the problem for them? Well, it is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to what? 10:51. Let's look at some of the stories making the rounds, i.e. global trotting. So wherever you are, just stay tuned. Don't you go away. In the UK, a million more of fellow scheme winds down. Employers will start paying part of workers' fellow wages as the job support scheme is withdrawn. Is that a good time to do it? This morning I saw some news saying that the chain Gap is going is shutting all its shops or outlets in the UK. Okay, and can you just imagine the number of people who are going to lose their jobs? And Nissan has announced major UK electric car expansion. The car maker will build its new all-electric model in Sunderland alongside a massive electric battery plant. Well, so that's going to be creating some jobs there, and that is what? Up to 1,600 jobs that is on the way or in the pipeline to be created. A Gap to close all 81 stores in UK and Ireland. As I've said, the fashion chain says it will be online only from the end of September. Are we going to see more of that? Now, Tories back Matt Hancock after this election call. The former health secretary's local party rejects call to diselect selfish, egotistical MP. Okay, so we'll bring you more on that front. And William and Harry to unveil Diana statue is one other story making the round. It will be unveiled at Diana's former home in Kensington Palace on what would have been her 60th birthday. Would that unveiling of this statue meant whatever differences that is between the brothers at the moment? 2 men killed in light aircraft crash. A man from West Sussex and another from Hampshire are killed in the crash near Chichester. Those are some of the stories making the rounds there. It is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. In other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world, China won't be bullied, said Xi on the 100th anniversary. The Chinese leader was speaking at an event marking the centenary of the ruling Communist Party. I'll be bringing you details of that in a moment. Now, hundreds of sudden deaths in Canada heat wave. More than 450 fatalities have been recorded in British Columbia alone over the past 5 days. So update from there. Now, people went to sleep and then they died. Pablo Rodriguez relative were in a Miami apartment block when it collapsed last week. So that incident is also going on. Nearly 200 unmarked graves found near Canada's school. There are some stories. And Britain's father retains control over her life but that is going to be temporarily, because come the 14th of this month of July, she's going to reappear in court. So we'll see what happens from there. Bill Cosby freed after conviction overturned. Well, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Wherever you are, continue to stay with us. Moving on to some other stories making the rounds on the African continent. Zuma Foundation condemns angry court for jail term. Jacob Zuma Foundation says lawyers are exploring options after ex-president was sentenced. So what is going to happen to him? Will the court be able to, arrest him or issue a warrant to arrest him for that? What will his supporters or his foundation do there as well? Uganda start paying new internet tax. The excise duty on mobile data was introduced through an amendment by Parliament. they are paying for the usage of data. Okay, high prices, and now they are adding taxes to it as well. I think I want to discover something or introduce something where they can all use freely. Okay, Malawi female MPs dress up as school girls. The move to encourage girls to stay at school has delighted some and left others unimpressed. Well, so if my mom wants me to stay at school, let's say I'm a girl child, and my mom wants me to stay at school, and then she wears one of my uniforms, a uniform of mine, okay, to her size, okay, of course, would that make me think that, oh, I have to stay at school? The fact that she's wearing that doesn't necessarily mean I have to stay at school. What is important is that the children, whatever little needs that they need to encourage them to be at school, should be introduced. But hopefully Malawi will do so. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, Namibia's mortuaries at capacity amid COVID said the southern African country has one of the world's worst daily death rates from coronavirus. Have they been blocked from coming to other African countries? Or what? Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Ethiopia defense Tigray ceasefire troop pull out. What's happening there? We'll be bringing you more details of that. A third meet for Kenyatta Macron as France courts East Africa. And then in Sudan, protesters call for government resignation over IMF backed reforms. Now it's because of these reforms and this difficulty that people were facing that brought about that demonstration that led to the overthrow of Bashir. Yes, is it Bashir? President Bashir at the time. Okay, but we don't know what's going to happen there. Well, Central African Republic rejects conclusion on UN experts report. Now, Central African authorities on Wednesday rejected a UN expert report denouncing violation of international humanitarian law by Central Africa. We will be looking into those stories. It is Starr Radio UK. 2 minutes to the top of the hour at a time. We should be having Ms. Olayomi who will be joining us to bring us more stories from Nigeria. But in Nigeria, Nnamdi Kanu, though has been arrested, said, "Do your worst, God will do his best." What do you think about all that? We'll be bringing you more on that front. And then I know that what is going to happen, the Saturday protest is going to be coming on in Lagos. Peaceful protest by the Ododuwa will be taking place. Nnamdi Kanu will get a fair trial. Lie. Okay, I arrested. Lai Muhammad is saying, what kind of trial are they talking about? Which is fair. All right then. Well, yesterday there were some videos, some information or some messages that were going viral, where a threat from sympathizers of IPOP were saying that if they dare, then all hell is going to break loose. But we'll be looking into that. Now, here are the circumstances under which the police can shoot at protesters. Can police shoot at protesters? Somebody say yes. But what kind of bullets are they going to use? Is it live bullets or rubber bullets? Well, it happened that yesterday when during a protest we had some few people Okay. I've got some other updates coming from Nigeria. Breaking. Now, Chief Sunday Igboho's house was attacked as early as 2 a.m. this morning by men in military uniform. Sunday Igboho's wife was abducted during the attack on his residence midnight. And then a proof that abductors and those that hide bodies after committing a massacre receive orders from same source. Yes, we'll try to see whether we can get Mr. Olayomi Koiki, because I know that this might have impacted the broadcast today, but we'll do our best to see whether we'll get any information from there. But it is Starr Radio UK. Fatimo Olaniyan, thank you very much. Yes, HRH, send us some more information if you have that as well. Okay, and listeners, viewers, wherever you are, get us a link to Mr. Olayomi Koiki wherever he is. Okay, there's a press statement, and let me read that one to you. Okay, that press statement is quite a lengthy one, but I will read that one. Yoruba Nation. Elements of Nigeria Army, accompanied by international terrorists hired by the Nigerian state, attacked Sunday Igboho's residence, Akintoye. Says the assailants speak French, killed 7 occupants, wakes Igboho's wife, others away. Now holds Buhari. Okay, they say hold Buhari responsible, describe attack cruel, irresponsible, callous declaration of war against Yoruba people. Now calls for mass protests in front of palaces in Yoruba land, United Nations, US, British, France, EU, AU offices. Says the Yoruba Nation rally will hold on Saturday, July the 3rd as scheduled. Thursday, July 1st. 2020. The leader of the umbrella body of the Yoruba Self-Determination Group, Elana Odua, my apologies, Emeritus Professor Banji Akintoye has reacted to the invasion of the Ibadan Oyo State residents of Yoruba Nation agitator Chief Sunday Igboho at the early hours of today. And thank God I've got Mr. Olayomi Koiki, so I'm going to be crossing over straight to him, because that is a very, very strong update that is coming from Nigeria this morning. But stay tuned. Let me take a quick break and let's get Mr. Olayomi Koiki on and let him bring us some more updates on that. Stay tuned.
Hello, lovely listeners. Tune in to the renewed show with Charlotte. Make it a date to listen to me this and every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Starr Radio UK. Tune in to an hour of power, an hour of encouragement, an hour to inspire you to stay positive and strong in this season. See you there and listen.
Okay, welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. With the time now 2 minutes past the top of the hour, and I'm sure we have Mr. Olayomi Koiki there, though we can't see his image at the moment, but I hope that we will be able to do so. But Yomi, let me say good morning to you. You can hear me.
Good morning to you. I'm not sure why you can pick the image. Maybe I can hear you loud and clear back in the studio in London. A very good morning to you. As long as you can hear me, maybe you want me to come back out and come back in.
Yes, let's do that. Because we need to see you. We need to know that everything is fine. So let's do that for me. All right then. Okay, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. Mr. Olayomi Koiki is going to be bringing you updates from Nigeria. Let me take a quick break and I will be bringing him to you. Stay tuned.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Okay, welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 4 minutes past the top of the hour. And it is time for updates from Nigeria, where I've got our own Mr. Olayomi there. Let's cross over to him. Yomi, good morning.
A very good morning to you, Mr. Archie. Good morning, Frank. Good morning to all our presenters on Starr Radio UK Morning Show and those presenters on other programs as well. Welcome to the 1st of July 2021. Reporting from the southwest of Nigeria, I say a heavy good morning to you, and I'll come back again to you in the studio.
Yes. How are you doing?
I can tell you that I am safe. I'm sure based on the headline that you've just read out as well. And also, I can say that I am doing very well, though the situation right inside Nigeria is extremely, extremely hot. I will be going into the details later on. But for now, I can also pray for 2 lives that got lost at the early hours of this morning.
Okay. Now, first of all, let's go to what actually took place. What took place with that incident that is coming from? So I had that information coming through that headline, and I was very, very troubled, and I was like, what is happening exactly? Now, we know with the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu, I thought these people might be having something that maybe that they want to pull. But then we are having this information that there's been an attack in Chief Sunday's residence. Tell us about it.
Oh yes, you're quite right. This week in Nigeria has been a lot of what you might call so many information and so many incident happening. But once again, if you've just joined us, this is Starr Radio UK, and we're live back to our base in London. Yes, Nnamdi Kanu was arrested according to the Nigerian government under about 72 hours. But just as people were going to bed, which is sometimes a little bit late, in the southwest of Nigeria, people were probably just waking up from another part of the globe. The call came through, and it wasn't a very good one. There was a heavy military attack on the house of the popular Yoruba freedom fighter, a family man as well, and the man of the people that loves his culture and loves his people so much, named Chief Sunday Adeyemo, is popularly known as Igbowo. Igbowo, for those that might not understand, is just like a nickname, but it's also his own town name that is currently still existing in the southwest of the country. I got the call just before 1:30 a.m. this morning, and it wasn't a very good call, as you can imagine, at that early hours of the morning. And what I can now confirm from the situation that took place for more than 3 to 4 hours, that the house was heavily attacked, not just by the Nigerian government, but also hired assassins that wanted not just to come into the house, but to kill Chief Sunday Igbowo. It was not just a pointing of an armed robber, because not just jewelries, money were also carted away. Lives was also lost at that particular house, and this is his current house in Ibadan, in the southwest of the country, where that incident took place. Likewise, I can confirm 10 people were also kidnapped from that particular house. And as I speak to you, the latest information that we have, those 10 individuals are also making their way to Abuja as I speak right now. One of them, as you say, the wife of our father, Chief Sunday Igbowo, is included as well.
Well, listeners, this is a quite troubling situation that is going on in Nigeria that Mr. Olayomi is bringing us. Now, let me find out from you. Is Chief Sunday Igbowo okay?
Sorry, can you come back and
is Chief Sunday Igbowo himself okay?
Oh yes, I can confirm that he is safe. We won't give too much details for now, but I've been able to speak to him, and he is safe. Yeah.
Now, those people who attacked the residence of Chief Sunday, what was their, because I mean, if a police officer or military or anything should come to your residence, they will tell you that this is the police, and then they will come out with a warrant why they have come to that premises to tell you why they want to apprehend you. Was any protocol of that sort done?
Well, I mean, when you try to compare, you hardly get the military will visit your house in UK. Let's be honest.
Yes,
I mean,
yes. You never had that. You never have that.
A police or a CID might pay you a courtesy visit for whatever reason that they believe, you're somebody of interest. As we know, and as I can confirm, as also the spokesman for Chief Sunday Igboho, is not a person of wanted or interest with the government. Yes, is someone that has come out openly, boldness to say that the Yoruba that he believes in and decide not to believe in Nigeria again might also be more reason why he is a target. It's not just about this, less than 48 hours before the mega rally that will continue to hold as is planned from the organizer, that you're almost about to read that statement. I'm going to touch on that as well. That is coming out from Professor Banji Akintoye. But all I can say is when the incident started, I also, put out one of our reporter at that early hours of the morning to make his way out. He couldn't get to the house because what they've actually done is, for the benefit of those living in UK, if you know the M1, so M1 takes you into, or let's use the M25. M25 will actually take you into different parts of, because of the environment. So the military have literally blocked up one section of the high road and the other section, so no vehicular movement was taking place. And in between the adjacent of that is the road that links to Chief Sunday Igboho's house at Soka. So our team that we sent out at about 1:30 a.m. could not get close, but he was able to see the military. He was almost going to be shot as well, and he had to zoom up quickly on his motorbike as well because he realized that the rifle was picked up from one of the military officer, because it's early hours of the morning and they were probably, shocked at, how he was able to find out what was happening there. While I was speaking with him at about 3 a.m., I have been up, since about 1 o'clock this morning, somewhere just about before 1:30. We were live with him from where he was reporting. We also witnessed, vehicular movement that is not the private vehicle of citizens traveling. It's about the vehicular movement of 3 patrol vehicle, which has the military vehicle and multiple Hilux as well. After coming up to about 5 a.m., he was able to get closer to the resident. I did advise him to make it more clear, more brighter, because in Nigeria, there's no electricity, so that means the whole place was pitch dark, and you might not know who is there and who can see you.
Yeah.
So, but the images coming out of the house, I can tell you officially, the whole house is completely damaged with bullet hole, and so many people have also been injured. Yes, we've lost life in that house, but as I speak to you right now, we still have people that are currently taking a kind of treatment for bullet wounds that was given to them, in the process of this attack on Chief Sunday Igboho's house. I come back again to you in London. Starr Radio UK.
Yeah, listeners, Starr Radio UK. Updates from Nigeria with Mr. Olayomi in Nigeria at the moment with the incidents with the attack on Chief Sunday Igboho's residence and the fact that some people have been abducted, and one of them is the wife of Chief Sunday. Now, the information that I had this morning was talking about the fact that those people who invaded his house, some were speaking French. How true is that?
Oh yes, the statement that you've read out, which I'm also going to touch on, that is confirmed because in Nigeria, yes, you might say people speak French, which is French, is the language, but we are talking about people that came down, on the military uniform and speaking fluently French. Nigeria is not a French country,
no.
But yes, those within the house. Not everybody was taken away. Some were able to hide away, and those that were around in that particular house had clearly that they were speaking, French language as well. So they were not just speaking the normal, either the
English
vernacular that
or
we
yeah.
speak, the pidgin English within the military, but they were also speaking French fluently. And they kept on, they drove out of the house, they came back again because they still believe that Chief Sunday Igboho was right inside the house. And even though they searched the whole house, I'm talking about a mansion here. This is not just an ordinary 3-bedroom flat. We're talking about a mansion with about almost 8 chalets surrounding it as well. Vehicle was damaged completely. The whole house is completely shattered. As I speak to you right now, some of those images we'll be sending to you so that we can also upload it on our timeline on Star Radio UK. But the situation was extremely bad, at the early hours of this morning.
Now, let me ask you, what has been the reaction of the government? What have they said to that effect? Have they denounced, or the military high command, have they come to denounce that, deny that, look, we have nothing to do with that, or have they come to confirm that they undertook that operation?
Well, from what I can confirm at the moment, there is no press statement from the, from the military or the Nigerian army. There is no response yet from the governor. Remember, this is a state, it's not just a local government. So if such incident was meant to be happening, we expect, the chief security officer of the state, who is the governor of the state, the current governor, Seyi Makinde, to be aware in one way or the other. And if he is not aware, that means there's also a security lapse that, anyone can just invade the state without you knowing. Because, for a military vehicle to be moving into a state, we're not talking about one, we're not talking about two. Definitely the state should have a kind of information that filter through. But as I speak to you right now, maybe if I go back and check, there's not any kind of statement yet from the Nigerian army. But if you remember, just about February this same year, he was also, stopped in one of the highway on his way to Lagos. The government came out to deny it, but we have evidence as at that time that the individuals or the military that came down were not just military alone. They were also they were also part of the Nigerian DSS as well. I'm just looking at the website or the official Facebook of the Nigerian army. If maybe before we came on air there has been anything, but I've been following, whether they've released any kind of statement yet. But all I can say is nothing of such in the last 3 hours that they've just posted. Nigerian Army Celebration 2021.
Listen to Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Mr. Olayomi bringing us updates from Nigeria. A situation on the ground at the moment pertaining to the invasion of Chief Sunday Igboho's premises or residence, where his wife and 9 other people have been abducted. And virtually, what information coming through is that they are on their way to the federal capital. Now, as to whether it is true, who came there? Are they Nigerians? Who were those military people? Were they actually military, Nigerian military who invaded that place? We'll be telling you more about that. But let me say good morning to Shesan Fashola and Tosino Nash Olayomi. Okay, and they are saying that Nigeria government has called for war. Now, Yomi, what has been the reaction of the Yoruba?
Well, the first reaction that you're most about to read, which I'm going to touch on now, has come from the Professor Banji Akintoye, the leader of the Yorubas, and also the leader of Ilana Omo Odua. I was able to speak to the General Secretary of Ilana Omo Odua, George Akinola. We spoke to him during the Niger Voices on Star Radio UK yesterday, when we were still discussing, what the Lagos mega rally was going to be like, and it was a very fantastic program, only to be waking up with a different news at the early hours of this morning. But what I can say, the statement which I'm about to quickly go through, Yoruba's nation, element of Nigerian army, accompanied by international terrorists hired by the Nigerian state, have attacked Sunday Igboho's residence, according to Professor Banji Akintoye. He also says the assailant speak French, killed occupants in the house, and also whisked Igboho's wife and others. And like I said, those 10 people are now, from information gathered to us, making their way to Abuja as I speak right now. Professor Banji Akintoye now says, holds Buhari responsible, describe attack as cruel, irresponsible, callous, and also a declaration of war against the Yoruba people. He has called for mass protests in front of the palaces in Yoruba land, United Nations, US, British, France, EU, and African Union office. He also says Yoruba Nations rally will hold on Saturday, July 3rd, as scheduled. Let me come back again to you in the studio. If you're joining us, it is the Starr Radio UK Morning Show, and we're back to you now in the studio in London.
Yes, listeners, Mr. Olayomi reporting live from Nigeria. At the moment, some messages, let your messages continue to come through. Sam Lambert says, why did they come in the night? They should try during the day and see. Well, we hope, keep fingers and everything crossed that they're not doing anything evil to those people that they've abducted. But we'll be bringing you more on that. The rally is said to be will be coming on the 3rd of July. That is Saturday, as has been announced. Okay, now Yomi, now the other Oduduwa supporters, okay, the Yorubas, apart from the leader saying that, have there been maybe a massing people gathering before the premise, the house of or the residence of Chief Sunday this morning? Have normally when things like that happen in the morning, when people wake up, then they come to realize what has happened. Have they been gathering there, and what have been their what is happening? How they are feeling? They are feeling there, the mood there.
Well, we've been online, like I said, since almost 2 a.m. We had our reporter live just before 2 o'clock. I went live just before 4 a.m. and I've been on the show reporting and updating. And I can tell you, it is not just about the Yorubas. We also have the Biafra that have also been awake, looking at the situation, and also those from the Middle Belt as well. But when you talk about those, going to see not just the damage, but to sympathize, with Chief Sunday Igboho, I can tell you, mobilization is now taking place from across the Yoruba land, and from what I've been hearing and from what I've seen, people are arriving already, but a lot of anger among the Yorubas that are waking up, hearing that news. Not just the Yoruba, the diaspora, but the Yorubas at home. We haven't heard anything from any of our royal fathers. They haven't talked about. They haven't said anything yet. We haven't heard from the woo within the Yoruba land that you will expect that by now, which is coming up to exactly 21 minutes past 11 a.m. to have kind of released a statement apart from the one from Ilana Modua. But there's a lot of Yorubas, I can tell you, that are really hungry waking up this morning with that news.
Well, do you think it's now about time where, because yesterday or the day before yesterday with what was happening with Nnamdi Kanu and what is happening now with Chief Sunday, do you think it's now about time that both parties, both entities now come together and the force, because I'm looking at where it's going to be a formidable force. And yesterday during the Niger Voices, you did talk about whether the UN going to grant you the right to have a referendum. Now, can you tell us a bit about that and the united front, to tackle this issue that is going on?
When you talk about the southeast part of the country and the Middle Belt, there is a kind of a relationship, among them, and that relationship is why the NINAS, is working, and bringing out, their own formation in terms of how, to wind down what we know as Nigeria in a peaceful way. And some of those process is to first, take out that fraudulent scam 1999 constitution that has been used continuously and renewed every 4 years. Because for every time Nigerians go on poll, you are actually renewing the constitution that was a military decree when the first former President Olusegun Obasanjo used it as well. That process took place from December 16. Chief Sunday Igboho himself and Professor Banji Akintoye and the other, the Southeast and the Middle Belt were all involved, and I was also there. That was during my first trip to Nigeria. At the beginning of January. On the March 17th, a statement was released. Another one was released for 30 days. We've got the next one, which is expected to elapse at exactly 120 days. So there is a kind of formidable unification amongst, the other, ethnic minority within the country in terms of, way forward, with this nation or this country called Nigeria. But the question you ask is, how is that relationship? Is that going to be formidable now? I'm sure, with the people from the Middle Belt waking up this morning and asking what could have been more reason that Chief Sunday Igboho would have been attacked. If he was attacked, anybody within Nigeria, I can tell you, would be well attacked, because Chief Sunday Igboho is not just an ordinary individual, is also one main actor, one main freedom fighter, along with the Yoruba self-determination, not just in Nigeria, but across the globe.
Listen, at Starr Radio UK, I hope this will not dampen the mood of the momentum that is there at the moment. Victor, Latif Olamilikan Agbola says Yoruba Nation now, no retreat, no surrender, Yoruba Nation now. Victor Olagoke says Yoruba Nation now. Busayo Tiamiyu says, please, what is the next action? That's what Busayo is asking, because they are all listening in to know what the next step will be. I mean, being a voice piece of the Oduduwa movement, what is the next action before I come to my question?
Well, the next step has also been highlighted, in that statement that was released by the leader and the umbrella body of Yoruba self-determination groups, Ilana Omo Oodua, the emeritus Professor Banji Akintoye, that has reacted to the invasion of Ibadan, Oyo State resident of Yoruba Nation agitator Chief Sunday Igboho at the early hours of this morning. What are we expecting to do, or what is the next step, is what the comment coming from one of our listeners that is watching us or listening on one of our platforms. What we expected to do, and this again is a statement that have just been released over 2 hours ago. I'm just trying to take part of it, and this also said from that statement, therefore, I say on behalf of the Yoruba people that this attack on Chief Igboho's house was unnecessary, unfortunate, wicked, callous, cruel, and irresponsible, and also illegal. Professor Banji Akintoye also says, we are now holding the Muhammadu Buhari-led administration for this barbaric attack. This is a declaration of war against the peace-loving people. What we are also expected to do, whether you are in Nigeria, whether you're in the Yoruba land, or you're outside, this is what next that you should be doing from wherever you are right now. And that, I guess, it could be one of you, 10 of you. You shouldn't wait for any other person. We should be making our way to the parliament. We should be making our way to number 10 Downing Street. We should be making our way to United Nations. We should be making our way to UN buildings across the length and breadth of the world. I call on our people, and this is Professor Banji Akintoye speaking directly now with the statement to every sons and daughters of Yoruba. I call on our people across at home and in the diaspora to immediately begin mass protest in front of the palaces in the Yoruba land and opposite the offices of United Nations, European Union, British, French, and United States government. So that is what is next.
Okay, that is what is next. Olugohin Dada says no going back, Yoruba Nation now. Mani Adewale Gold is recommending CCTV installation around the house and that area. But what Olayomi Koiki is trying to tell us now is the house has been totally destroyed. It's been destroyed. I mean, I think if anything, they have to tear it down and maybe rebuild it, because with the amount of bullets that were drained into the house, I think it's something that we will be talking about later. But let me ask you some question there. Now, has there ever, during the protest of Oduduwa, has there been the rally that has been maybe a riot in there, where people have been rioting during any of the rallies that you've attended?
Well, to clarify on that, there have not been any riots, but there have been tension. And the reason of that tension started with the first rally that took off at Abeokuta, when before the rally started, 10 Yorubas or 10 out of the protesters were already swept away to Ileweran by the police that got early and decided to take advantage of those 10 individuals. The rally went ahead as planned, but it became a little bit more tension when people requested that the people that have been taken to the prison must be released with immediate effect. They took themselves down to the Olewe. There was a tension there, but that tension didn't lead to anything more than the release of these 10 individuals. But prior to that, before the Abeokuta rally, there was another rally in a Shagamu axis that was also a kind of a confrontation. This confrontation was led by the police confronting some of those peaceful rally that was taking place. One individual was taken away, and it took a bit of time before we were able to get him out. And the person that was able to do that job to bring him out again was Chief Sunday Igboho. Let's now also go back to the Abeokuta rally. One individual on his way after the rally became a missing person for almost 10 days, and later on, by one of the the offender in the prison, we were able to to detect that he was in the prison. We lost 2 lives. I mean, one life at that particular incident, and I'll explain how that life got lost. This individual that was picked up was meant to return back to his base after the rally in Abeokuta, where they were waiting for him. Eventually, nobody saw him. When he was actually released, he was picked up, but there was another crew of 3 individuals that wanted to travel down to meet him from their own point, and kind of give him a moral support. But I can tell you, Mr. Archie, they had a fatal accident. One person died in that motor accident, and like we say, so there have never been any confrontation. And Chief Sunday Igboho has continuously said, we do not attack the security. And if you look at the statement that was released by Professor Banji Akintoye as well, he did say it, and I guess I can pick that up somewhere, saying that we have had a peaceful rally. Nobody has been able to attack the officers, and he says all our agitation have been peacefully, orderly, lawfully executed. We have commended the officers of the Nigerian police many times for being professional in their modus of operation in relating to our protest and rally for self-determination. So at no point has there been a confrontation that will have led to violence or the killings of the officers or killings of those going for that peaceful rally.
Tiawo Okanlawan says, Yoruba Nation now, not going back. We're ready for anything. Now, live from OK Ogun. Okay, so you are live from OK Ogun. Thank you very much for joining us. But Yomi, let me ask you one other question. Have the authorities ever invited Chief Sunday Igboho for maybe investigation or for anything? Have they ever invited him? Because if maybe somebody invited him and he decided not to honor that invitation, and because of that they are coming to his premises to apprehend him, then we have some case going on. But has there been anything of the sort?
Oh yes, I can confirm that there was a kind of a letter that was sent to him while I was on the ground as well. And this was a building that I stayed for a very long time before we returned back to UK. During the 6 months that I was staying in Nigeria. Yes, a request was made for him to come down to the station, but that was sent by a letter by DHL. But I can confirm that we refused to take that letter because if you might not know, but for those that are Nigerians will remember a journalist, and I'm sure you probably know him, Dele Giwa was killed by a letter bomb that was sent from the government. Until today, nobody was has been arrested. Nobody has been found guilty of the death of this man that was killed in the 80s for a letter bomb, and that was the reason why we refused that letter. And just to answer that question, so yes, he has been put to come down, but what he has said is we will come out for any request only if we get a kind of a video from the IG, Inspector General of Police, because like I said, we're waiting off to see what is the government going to say. Is the government going to deny that this incident has got nothing to do with them? And if the government have to deny, then Nigeria is already in trouble, because that means we have special assassin that can come to you wherever you are inside the territory known as Nigeria today.
Yeah, it hurts me to say, but let me say that where it's gotten to now, people, you have to move on. You have to go forward. You don't have to retreat, because if not, all the sacrifices that has been is going to be of waste. Ayi Abolagi Gold says watching from Yewa, not in Ogun State. Thank you very much. I know it costs you very expensive for all you guys watching us live from there. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let me go back to Ms. Olayomi for some of the other updates from there. Over to you, Yomi.
Yes, as you can imagine, the news of Chief Sunday Igboho has become, a trending news, and also trending on Twitter. These particular hours of the morning, different, people, individuals, news headline are picked up on that particular, story. But let's touch quickly. Exactly 11:34. This is Starr Radio UK Morning Show, where we are reporting back to the studio in London. But I'm just quickly going to bring up more of the other headlines that we have as well. Once again, we will say to those of you watching us, remember to follow us on all our social media and remember as well, on a mission to teach Islamic Western education to children. That is coming from one of the headlines as well. Also, the other headline that we have here, I'm just coming. Nnamdi Kanu lawyers drag Kenya to ICC and give Buhari government 48 hours ultimatum. Remember, Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the IPOB, is still, within the confinement of the DSS of the country. But what we're getting now is that some of the British lawyers, have now, dragging Kenya, to ICC. We might come back and look into, why that story of dragging Kenya, could it be that Nnamdi Kanu was picked up in Kenya, all that. Nnamdi Kanu rearrest, one of the world's most classic operations. This is coming from, Lai Mohammed. He's definitely going to be an happy man, even though, a lot of people will disagree, that that kind of operation, whether it was legally done from Kenya, if it was Interpol, because if an Interpol stops you, Interpol in Africa is meant to be the same Interpol in Europe, in America, but as you know, it might be different situation in Nigeria. So the headline says, Nnamdi Kanu's rearrest, one of the world's most classic, and I hope he will also be coming out very soon to tell us who is behind, the invasion and the killing of innocent lives, Yoruba, inside Chief Sunday Igboho's house. And I'm talking about, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, that is also the Nigerian Minister of Information. Also, British High Commission is now in talks with the federal government over Nnamdi Kanu's arrest. We know Nnamdi Kanu is he's got a British citizenship, and currently the British High Commission must have been involved, and that is why there's a conversation going on between them as well. I'm going to take one more. This is coming to say from a tweet: straight and steady, strong and true. Lower Niger Congress, which is also one of the other, part of the NINAS, is working to get a genuine self-determination, is also part of the conversation. I will come back to you in the studio, but the Twitter handle here says, I hope the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu has stopped bandits, attack, kidnapping, Boko Haram, ISWAP, siege on military bases, hunger and unemployment. So this individual, Ayemo Juba, is asking Nigerians today, hope the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu have stopped the attack with the kidnapping of Boko Haram and ISWAP, military base and hunger, and likewise unemployment. You're watching Starr Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. 11:37. I'll come back slightly to you back in the studio in London.
Yes, listeners, on a very sad morning for me here in London, where Chief Sunday Igboho's resident has been attacked by, let me call them assailants, because if the authorities are not going to come out to come and tell us exactly whether they know about this operation, then that's what I'm going to call them, or terrorists, whatever it's appropriate. Okay, now Shitu Olaide, okay, Prince is asking, what about Lady K, please? So, Yomi, if you know where Lady K is or any information about Lady K, please let us know. Alan Crane John, he said, Baba wa Sunday Igboho ni boni won Wasi one wa. Okay, I hope that I managed to communicate well. I think a bit of Yoruba there for me. I need to go for some classes there. And then Kimayu D, he says, please, I'm begging. He's also asking of Lady K if you're Lua. She says she's really tired. And then Iranyo somewhere or Adekunle says, please, can we know where they are taking his wife and the other people. Information that we have is that they are taking them to the federal capital. So we don't know. And again, the military has not come out to say yes, we are the one that undertook that operation or anything of the sort. But let me go to Yomi for some clarity there. Over to you, Yomi.
Well, I won't be able to confirm the names of those that have been moved, but I can say 10 people from the house are currently in the hands of this invader that came into the premises at the early hours of this morning. And I can also authoritatively confirm that they are already making their way to Abuja. But like I said, one of them is the wife of Chief Sunday Igboho.
Is the wife Lady K?
No.
Okay, so people are concerned about Lady K. It's a hope Lady K is okay. So we are keeping fingers crossed. As and when we have any more information, we'll be bringing them your way. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Those of you on the Facebook broadcast, we salute you all. I know on the various platforms that you are all joined in, and I can tell you my anger with this news that are broken. I never share those anger, but if I share that, because if we are living in a constitutional rule, if you have to apprehend somebody, you do it the right way. But to come Rambo style to do this, my goodness, I beg to differ. Okay, Yomi, before we sign off, if you have any other information, can you bring that, please?
Well, that will be it. But like I said, we will be giving more updates. If there's any more news, I might call you back. But for now, from southwest of Nigeria, Yoruba land, where we're reporting from, I say a very good morning, and we will continue to monitor the situation right with the latest invasion, killing, kidnapping of those inside the premises of Chief Sunday Igboho's house that all took place at the early hours of this morning.
Okay, before you go, my apologies. Can you reiterate, because people want to find out that rally, because some people are saying that, well, this time round, is the rally going ahead?
Nothing has changed. The rally will go ahead as planned on the 3rd of July 2021, which is about 48 hours from today.
Okay. Listeners, that is Mr. Olayomi Koiki. Yomi, as and when you have any information, just pop in and let the listeners know. Thank you very much, and have a lovely day and keep safe.
Bye for now.
Bye. Okay, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. It is the morning show, 11:41 the time. That news that broke this morning from Nigeria, where Chief Sunday Igboho's residence has been attacked. 2 people are dead at the moment. The house has been totally, sprayed with bullets, and the wife of Chief Sunday Igboho and 9 others have been also kidnapped or abducted, and they are on their way to Abuja. Now, who undertook that operation and a lot more, we will be bringing you as and when we have more details. But let me bring you this song. I think Raskimono has said it. Yes, Nigeria will be under pressure, because Nigeria is under pressure. Enjoy this, and I'll be with you. Stay tuned.
Yeah, man. I hope you compare to sing to this rhythm after seeing all what's going in Africa.
Well, listen to Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, and some information that has come through. Olabisi Afolayan is saying that, well, with some information that he has about Lady K, he says, I was watching live when the Lady K was broadcasting, and suddenly the line went off. So what has happened there? If any of you know or have any information pertaining to that, please let us know, so that we can let viewers and listeners and followers be at peace or be abreast with what is going on. Alan Crane John says, please, we need to know where the family is. Yes, it's under wraps at the moment, but we will let you know as and when we have more information from there. But let's go back to the song Raskimono, Under Pressure.
Yeah, man. I hope you compare to sing to this rhythm after seeing
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
In your car,
At work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio. Are you ready to turn it up?
Enlighten your day with Starr Radio.
In a ghetto, in a city, everywhere that me go, me see them. Some are cry, some are die, some are weeping, some are wailing. Everywhere that me go, under pressure we well, under pressure, everybody under pressure, black and white, under pressure, Europeans under pressure. Can't get no food if you go, feel we belly. You two no have no mother. Philippine, you two no have no father. Philippine, you two no have no brother. Philippine, you two no have no sister. I'm a kimono, me just shout it to you. Shout at this, I want me not go shout it all day. Hey, under pressure we well, under pressure Europeans, under pressure Africans, under pressure Nigerians, under pressure.
Well, we have that is Raskimono all the way in Nigeria, the late Raskimono. Let me say that, saying under pressure, Nigeria, everywhere under pressure. But I've got a footage of what the aftermath of Chief Sunday Igboho's resident attack. I'm going to put it on for you to watch. It's just few minutes, and I want you to see exactly what has gone on there. And I want to have your reaction to that, because this is something that's not supposed to happen. Unless when they got there, they were military. This thing that they were also exchanging fire with the whoever came in there, and because of that. But even that, A moment ago, when I introduced the program, I was talking about what has happened in Ghana, where they are saying that, oh yes, the police have the right to shoot into protesters, and they are telling you when police have the right to do so. And even that, what kind of bullets are they supposed to use? Is it live bullets? Well, so this is what is happening. This is the aftermath of what has happened in Chief Sunday Igboho's residence.
Wọ́n ti ṣiṣẹ́ bí wọ́n ṣe máa ń ṣe ìwọ́n tó rí ẹ̀ burú lóun sọ wípé federal government wọ́n ń ṣẹ̀ta aráàlú ṣẹ́ẹ̀rí ẹ̀jẹ̀ ni o ẹ̀jẹ̀ lẹ́ ń wò nílẹ̀ yìí o wọ́n pa àwọn èèyàn wọ́n sì wọ́n wọn lọ ṣẹ́ẹ̀rí iṣẹ́ wọn ni wọ́n ti wá pè fógun báyìí o torí gbogbo èèyàn náà ló ti kò sí tí Ìgbòho ṣe fún wọn ẹ wò báyìí pa èèyàn ẹ wò báyìí pa àwọn èèyàn ẹ wò wọ́n wá wọ́ ẹni yẹn wọ́n wọ́ ọ lọ kan lè má gẹ̀ẹ́sì wípé àwọn pààyàn tí ò bá ń ṣe kí ni gẹ́gẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ tí wá ṣe lóru ẹ ti rí báyìí ṣe ti rí wọ́n bà nǹkan jẹ́ gan wọ́n bà nǹkan jẹ́ gan gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ má sùn tó bá ní òní kàn ẹ́ ó ti wà lẹ́yìn ilẹ̀kùn ẹ dìde ìjà gbogbo wa ló ń jà o ẹ wo bọ́n ẹ ṣe property gbogbo àwọn mọ́tò pátá kò sí tí wọ́n fọwọ́ bà gbogbo ẹ̀ náà fi búlẹ̀tì bàjẹ́ ṣe ti rí mọ́tò eléyìí náà wọ́n bàjẹ́ ẹ wo àwọn ni wọ́n fọ́ báyìí ẹ wo inú rẹ̀ wọ́n fọ́ mọ́tò ṣe ti rí ẹ wo mọ́tò yìí jíwá gan yìí ṣe ti rí federal government wọ́n ti pè fógun báyìí o àbíkan rogun mọ́tò yìí náà wọ́n bàjẹ́ gbogbo ohun tí wọ́n sọ náà ni pé mẹ́sẹ̀jì tán gìfù ní pé ká má lè lọ Lagos rally wọ́n dẹ̀ ṣe àwàdà ní ṣe rí wọ́n pa àwọn èèyàn ṣe ti rí ṣe rí kò sí wàhálà wọ́n ti pè fógun ogun dẹ̀ máa dé bá wọn kọ́ máa wọ̀ rí ní tí Ìgbòho bá ṣe fún wọn àbí ní tí aggregators bá ṣe fún wọn bóyá ṣẹ̀ ní ká mọ̀ sọ wípé a fẹ́ gba òmìnira ara wa àbáwọn ṣe mọ́ ṣe ti rí gbogbo ẹ̀ ẹ wo báyìí ṣe inú ilé bàjẹ́ gan o àti nàǹfààní àti wọlé báyìí ni o inú ilé bàjẹ́ gan wọ́n bà nǹkan jẹ́ gan ẹ má jẹ́ ṣojú yín wọ́n bà nǹkan jẹ́ o ṣé ń rí ẹ wo gbogbo báyìí bà gbogbo ẹ̀ jẹ́ ẹ wo sílì ẹ wò ó ṣé rí ṣe federal government ṣé rí ṣé ti rí wọ́n pa àwọn èèyàn wa lọ o Lady K gbogbo àwọn mídíà wa tó wà pẹ̀lú olóyè gbogbo wọn pátá ni wọ́n kó lọ ṣé ti rí kò sí wàhálà wọ́n ti pè fógun àwọn ti pè fógun báyìí ẹ wo gbogbo àwọn mọ́tò yìí pátá gbogbo ẹ̀ ni wọ́n fọwọ́ bà ayé ìjọba ti bàjẹ́ o ayé wọn ti dàrú o ṣé rí ibi tí wọ́n ti fọ́ mọ́tò yìí fífọ́ lẹ̀ ń wò yẹn o ayé wọn ti dàrú o ẹ máa ṣí ẹ̀rẹ̀ ayé wọn ti dàrú o ṣẹ́rí ẹ wo mọ́tò ẹ wò ojú búlẹ̀tì rẹ o ṣẹ́rí ojú búlẹ̀tì ṣẹ́rí ẹ wò àwọn ọkọ̀ owó iyebíye lórí kíni ìwọ ọmọ Yorùbá tó rí ẹ̀ ò pé tó ṣe ń sọ wípé pọlitíṣà ló rán Sunday ó mọ̀ pé orí ẹ̀ ti burú ò tí mọ̀ wípé ó ń jà fẹ́tọ̀ gbọ́ ọmọlẹ̀ Yorùbá ló jẹ́ kó rí báyìí ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ ní dìde tán àbò sí yín Yorùbá ló máa gẹ́gẹ́ bí information tá gbọ́ wọ́n náà ti ń lọ tẹ́lẹ̀ wọ́n wá gba kọ́ọ̀lù wípé orí sílì ni àlàyé wa orí sílì láyé wa wọ́n ti padà wá wọ́n lọ fọ́ ogbó sílì náà ṣé ẹ rí gbogbo ẹ̀. ẹ wo ní pálọ̀ tán ti ń gbàlejò ní ẹ ti rí ẹ wo bọ́ ìsíkátà gbogbo ẹ̀ ṣé ẹ rí gbogbo ẹ̀ ó dáa o wọ́n ti pè fún ogun báyìí o wọ́n sì máa rí ogun wọ́n máa rí ogun. Gbogbo èèmù wọn ni pé káwọn ọmọ àlàyé kó lè mọ́ lọ Lagos rally kò wá sí kankan mọ́ báyìí àfi ogun wọ́n ti torí tí ó ṣe fún wọn tán fi wá da gbogbo property ẹ̀rú báyìí wọ́n á sọ fún UN wọ́n á sì sọ fún gbogbo àgbáyé. à ń sọ̀rọ̀ ńjọ́ òní wípé Tinubu wọ́n ló kú wọ́n ní àwa ṣe ń dunnú pé Tinubu kú àwa ń dunnú pé Tinubu kú Tinubu tó yẹ pé tó bá wà láyé gbogbo àwọn àrà tó wà máa dá ní ẹwọ́ gbó sílì wọ́n ní kán padà wá kí wọ́n wá wo orí sílì bóyá máa mú aláyé ṣe ti rí àmọ́ wọn mọ̀ yín pé ọ̀sán àtòrò kì í pàdé tí òye wọn nìyẹn ṣé rí ogun nǹkan tó bàjẹ́ ṣé rí ẹ wo bẹ́ẹ̀dì ẹ wò ó tó fi dé inú ilé private room aláyé àti débẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan wọ́n ní ká má wọ̀ ọ́ ni nítorí àwọn tán máa padà wá kó mọ jẹ́ evidence wọ́n pa èèyàn o wọ́n pa èèyàn dẹ̀ gbé wọn lọ wọ́n dẹ̀ ti kó àwọn èèyàn wa lọ ṣé ti rí ẹ̀yàn.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Well, listeners, that was a footage from the aftermath of Chief Sunday Igboho's residence that was attacked early this morning. And those of you who viewed, Alan Crane John says he's watching, he's in Germany, a Yoruba boy, and he's watching from there, and he's in support with what is happening. He's in support of Yoruba Nation. And I said, this is not good, but where we're going, but where is our father? Okay, Arena Yon, okay, Arena Yon somewhere, Adinkula says, thank you, brother. Can the governor of Oyo State say he didn't know what really happened? Arena Yon, I tell you, you know exactly what I know. That there is no way that he can say that he doesn't know. Can you just be there as a state governor, and then some people infiltrate your state? Then you are not fit to be a state governor. Okay, so he would definitely be in the known. Ebiziam Ogochuku Benson say Yoruba Nation now, no going back. Okay, and those of you crying, Alan Crane, wipe your tears. But when things like that happen, it gives you the strength and the momentum to carry on. If your course, what you are trying to pursue is a right course, why not? Then when the problems come, when the challenges come, the higher they build their barriers, the taller you should go. Okay, Starr Radio UK. We take a commercial break, we come back, and we continue with the show. But I promise you, I'm going to bring you the song, Something Inside So Strong. Stay tuned. Don't you go away.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohinya, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Hello, lovely listeners. Tune in to the renewed show with Charlotte. Make it a date to listen to me this and every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Starr Radio UK. Tune in to an hour of power, an hour of encouragement, an hour to inspire you to stay positive and strong in this season. See you there and listen.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
In your car,
At work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
The higher you build your barrier, the taller I become. The further you take my rights away, the faster I will run. You can deny me, you can decide to turn your face away. No matter, there's something inside so strong. I know that I can make it, though you're doing me wrong, so wrong, because when my pride was gone.
So I dedicate this song to every marginalized person and every freedom fighter wherever you are, especially to the Ododoa group this morning. Wherever you are, keep the momentum, keep the faith. You're fighting for something good for yourself, so get on with it. No retreat, no surrender. Okay, Starr Radio UK. It's now 3 minutes past the top of the hour at the time. The morning show. The lines are open now. If you want to join in the discussions, maybe you want to call it, you want to tell us your take on what is happening in Nigeria or whatever is going on, feel free to do so. Call me on 0208 133 2257 or 580208 133 2257 or 58. If you're in US or Canada listening to us, 001-7183-032737, 001-718-3032737. You can WhatsApp call us and I'll be able to pick that one as well, or you can just WhatsApp, send us a message via WhatsApp or your text messages, and that is 0753966174, 0753966174. And I promise you, I will read the message. Now, Twitter, our handle is Starr Radio UK. Our email address is info@starradiouk.com. Okay, you can also Skype at us. Our Skype ID is Starr Radio UK1. Starr Radio UK1. You go there, just type in that. You have us, and you can share your take with us with everything that is happening across the globe. But like I told, as I said, during the update with Mr. Olayomi, as and when we have any further information pertaining to the whereabouts of the wife of Chief Sunday Igboho and the 10 people who have been, or the 9 people who have been kidnapped or taken with her, we will bring it to the fore. Some people are asking for Lady K. Once we have any information pertaining to where Lady K is, that too, I promise you, we'll bring it to the fore. But as has been said, well, the Lagos rally will take place. What do you think? Will you be there? Show by arms. Those of you who will be there, those of you who are in Nigeria, who will dare the authorities and say, we're going to be there despite of whatever thing that you want to do. Well, it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Yeah, at the tail end of the program, I'll try to, those of you who wanted to watch, they said they didn't have the chance of watching that video that I played, the aftermath of Chief Sunday Igboho's resident invasion. Let me call it that way. Yes, I will be bringing that at the tail end of the program. Right, this is Starr Radio UK. It is the Thursday edition of the morning show. Now, this afternoon is actually at 5 o'clock. Yes, we will be having the renewed show with Charlotte Odum, and today she's going to be having Vida with her. Yes, we will see what they're going to be looking at. So make a date at 5 o'clock, and that'll be followed at 6 o'clock by BB Means Business, BB Clement Show, BB Means Business, and at 7 o'clock with the one and only Property Hour Show. So make a date on all those times. That is the Property Hour Show is exactly at 7 o'clock. KB Bosman, Vicky Newton, and they are having their guests. Is it Alhaji or Chief or what? I'll be bringing those details in a moment. But stay tuned. Don't you go away. Keep your messages coming through. I promise you. Post them on the Facebook page, and I promise you, I'm gonna be reading them out. It is Starr Radio UK. Now here in the UK, more than 1 million workers came off furlough in May as the economy reopened, leaving the scheme supporting the fewest people since the start of the pandemic. At the end of May, 2.4 million people still relied on the scheme for their income, the latest HMRC figures show. The furlough measures are being phased out by the end of September, but with parts of the economy still limited by the virus, some firms are calling for an extension to the scheme. Terry George, who owns the Mission nightclub in Leeds as well as several other venues, said he expected some of his staff will be made redundant as a result of the phase out of the furlough. Now, in a quote, he said, "We can't afford to pay people out of a pot that has no money coming in." He told the BBC reporter that we're going to have to lose some staff. He called for the scheme to be extended until businesses such as his were back up and running. Most businesses are facing this challenge. So what is going to happen there? Maybe the calls will not fall on deaf ears, but will fall. The authorities will listen to it, and some way, somehow, get some people still on it, because some of the industries have not still, recovered from whatever happened with this pandemic, the lockdown and everything that has gone on. Then it's about time that something is done about it. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station. And bringing some of the bad story or bad news from there as well. Gap is to close all 81 stores in the UK and Ireland. The fashion fashion chain says it will be online only from the end of September. Therefore, jobs are going to be lost. Now, what do those people do? Somebody will say that they have to go onto the system, okay, and get support from there. It is already UK. Design has announced major UK electric car expansion. So those of you who live in that area, Design has announced a major expansion of electric vehicle production at its car plant in Sunderland, which will create 1,650 new jobs. The Japanese car maker says it will build its new generation all-electric model at the site. Its partner, Envision AESC, will also build a new electric battery plant. The new electric vehicle hub, launched with £1 billion worth of investment, will also support thousands of jobs in the UK supply chain. Of the £1 billion, Nissan said it will invest up to £423 million to produce a new generation all-electric vehicle in the UK, building on the success of its existing electric car, the Leaf. The production of the new model will create 909 new jobs and more than 4,500 in its supply in the UK supply chain. So kudos. Well done to them. We hope that more businesses will come up that will help in that front. It is already UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Because of my next story. Martin Cox, West Suffolk Conservatives back former health secretary. Matt Hancock has received the overwhelming backing of his constituency party despite the call to deselect him. Mr. Hancock, West Suffolk MP, resigned as health secretary after he was caught on camera kissing an aide in breach of social distancing rules. A Tory councillor asked colleagues to deselect the selfish, egotistical MP, but West Suffolk Conservative Association said Mr. Hancock continued to have its support. Ian Holder, who sits on West Suffolk Council, wrote to the local party calling for Mr. Hancock deselection. His behavior, in a quote she said, has been beyond the pale. His honor, integrity, probity, and honesty should have had any trashed beyond redemption, said Mr. Holder. He has let every member of the public down, pontificating that they should all make huge sacrifices on the altar of pandemic whilst doing complete opposite himself. Well, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London on this very, very sad morning when the residence of Chief Sunday Igboho in Nigeria was attacked. That's why I've said that if you have any more information, send them in, because quite interesting. Those of you who have got any footages, the one that I put across earlier on, I promise you at the tail end of the program, I'm going to play it again for you to see exactly what happened. Is it good in any way, shape or form? My goodness. Okay, a final story from the UK front. Well, the feud in the Royals, that is Harry and his brother William, as whether today is going to be subside and they're going to kiss and make up. The Dukes of Cambridge and Sussex will meet later to unveil the statue of their mother Diana, Princess of Wales, on what would have been her 60th birthday. This event will be William and Harry's first appearance together since the Duke of Edinburgh's funeral in April. Commissioned by the brothers in 2017, the statue will stand in Kensington Palace redesigned sunken garden. At the time, they said they hope it will help visitors to the palace reflect on her life and her legacy. Now, Harry, who lives in the US with his wife, the Duchess of Sussex, and their 2 children, arrived in the UK last week in order to complete his quarantine ahead of Thursday's event. On Wednesday, he paid a surprise visit to children's charity Well Child Awards ceremony for seriously ill children in the UK. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, moving on to some other story that is making the rounds. 13 minutes past 12 the time. Let your calls come in, whatever areas that you want to talk about or whatever comments that you want to pass, feel free to do so. The CCP 100 Z1's China will not be oppressed in anniversary speech. The Chinese President Xi Jinping has warned that foreign powers will get their head bashed. Is that a threat? If they attempt to bully or influence the country. He delivered a defiant speech at an event marking the centenary of the ruling Communist Party on Thursday. Mr. Xi also said Beijing will not allow sanctimonious preaching, in remarks widely seen as directed at the U.S. It comes as China faces criticism of alleged human rights abuses and its crackdown in Hong Kong. Relations between the U.S. and China have worsened in recent times over trade, espionage, and the pandemic. The issue of Taiwan is also a major source of tension. While democratic Taiwan sees itself as a sovereign state, Beijing views the island as a breakaway province. The U.S., under its own laws, is required to provide Taiwan with the means to defend itself should Beijing use force to take the island back. On Thursday, Mr. Xi said China maintains an unshakable commitment to unification with Taiwan. So no one should underestimate the resolve, the role and ability of the Chinese people to defend their national sovereignty and territorial integrity, he said. The 100th anniversary celebration on Thursday morning saw military jets fly past, cannon salutes and patriotic song played. A carefully vetted crowd were in attendance in Beijing Tiananmen Square, many of whom were not wearing masks. The country has seen media blitz in recent weeks promoting a party-approved version of China's history. Hong Kong is also marking its handover anniversary on the same day. Mr. Xi, who spoke for around an hour, reiterated the role of the party in modern China, saying that it has been central to the country's growth and that attempts to separate it from the people will fail. Only socialism can save China, and only socialism with Chinese characteristics can develop China, he said, referring to the system under which the party embraced markets to reform the economy. Now, if you've listened to this news that I put across, now, do you think that with a strong hand they've managed to develop their country? With a strong hand, they seem to be prospering as a nation. The economy is going up and up and up. Well, there are some flaws. There are some other, what do we call it? Should I say underdealings or dents in their image pertaining to the abuse of people and trampling on people's rights and stuff like that? Do you think that being a strong man, having a strong arm and controlling everybody and saying this is what we're going to do, like we are seeing in North Korea, is a way forward for some communities to develop? If that is not, and that is not the kind of democracy that we are practicing, then how come Chief Sunday Igboho's resident was attacked in a Rambo style at dawn today? Well, lives have been lost. 10 people have been kidnapped or hijacked, or whatever term that you want to use. And the edifice, then that beautiful edifice of Chief Sunday Igboho, has also been virtually destroyed. I mean, they sprayed bullets into it. Well, the other concern there too is that these invaders, were speaking French. So does it bring in that link with Niger? Who are they? Or are Nigerian soldiers now trained to speak French so that when, in case they want to arrest somebody or something, people will not know or hear exactly or understand exactly what they are saying? Well, the information is that the Lagos rally on Saturday will still continue. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Before I touch on other stories, half of Australians in lockdown amid vaccine chaos. Those are some of the stories making the round. Chinese students fear speaking out in Australia. Human Rights Watch says China pressure is undermining academic freedom at Australian universities. Yeah, you can go out, can go to the universities, but you dare not talk ill about China. If not, that means that you finish, you have to stay there. Oh my goodness, this world. this world. It is Star Radio UK. Now, Yemen model faces unfair indecency trial. Activists have said Intisa al-Hamadi, who denies the charge, was detained by the rebels Houthi movement in February because she dressed nicely, had her makeup on, and she had a headgear, or not that she's taking a headgear, but maybe they wanted her to put on the hijab or the or hijab, whichever term describes it, which is not, and that is what might be causing this rift. But what do you think about all that? Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now let's come to the African continent, where it's all unraveling at the moment. It's all unraveling at the moment. Uganda starts paying new internet tax. The exercise duty on mobile data was introduced through an amendment by Parliament. Now, how far will our government go in suffocating citizens? Are they going to make money so even when people drink water? Water, I know they pay taxes on that. So how far do our leadership do they actually listen to people's cry? Well, it is already UK. I'll bring you more details on that front as well. But okay, let me bring it up. Ugandan internet users will, from Thursday, that's today, start paying a 12% excise duty on mobile data. The levy replaces the infamous social media tax and over-the-top service daily tax introduced in 2018 on use of social media. The new excise duty comes into effect as the new financial year begins. It was introduced earlier this year through an amendment by Parliament. It will not be charged on mobile data purchased for provision of medical and educational services, but it's not clear how the distinction will be made. The social media tax triggered protests in July 2018 that were led by opposition politician Robert Kyagulanyi, better known as Bobby Wine, which were violently dispersed by the security forces. Now, many Ugandans found ways to bypass it by using virtual private networks, the VPNs. Now, the tax failed to raise as much money as was anticipated. The Revenue Authority said in July 2019 that it had collected about $14 million in the 2018-2019 financial year against a projected 80 million from that tax. Now, taxing of internet use continues to cause public outcry in Uganda, especially among young people who are increasingly using the internet to start small businesses. Maybe it's now time for you to find ways and means to use your VPNs, and that will help you a great deal. In Burkina Faso, President Roch Marc Christian Kabore has taken over the country's defense minister in a cabinet reshuffle announced yesterday. The president will be assisted in the role by Colonel Major Barthélemy Simpore, according to a presidential decree. It comes 3 days after President Kabore had asked the opposition to postpone its protest scheduled for July the 3rd and the 4th. The opposition leaders said the protests are meant to pay tribute to victims of terrorism and to also denounce the government's handling of jihadist violence in the country. They had called for the resignation of Prime Minister Christophe Dabiri and Defense Minister Sharif Said. Now, suspected jihadists staged an attack in Solan in the northeast region on the 4th of June, in which more than 130 people were killed. It is considered to be the deadliest attack in Burkina Faso since April 2015. It is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, more than 100 civilians abducted by militants in Mozambique, Cabo Delgado province, have been rescued, the military have said. Now, Army Commander Cristóvão Chome said those rescued were mainly women and children, and they will be handed over to the authorities by social support. The commander said militants are still active in Palma district, although security of the area was considered to be under control. Militants continue to touch houses in some villages. General Shumi said he accused the militants of using civilians as shields, which was making army operations difficult. This is the first barrier we find in our operation that we carry out. So we have been instructing our fighting comrades to preserve the lives of the women and children. But the chase for armed and non-armed jihadists is on, he said. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. A majority decision by South Africa's highest court to sentence Jacob Zuma to 15 months in jail was judicially emotional and angry and not consistent with the constitution, the former president foundation have said. Now, in a late night statement on Wednesday, Jacob Zuma's foundation said Mr. Zuma's lawyers will soon provide legal advice on the options available. The former president testified only once at the inquiry into what he has become known as state capture, but then refused to appear subsequently. The inquiry, headed by Justice Raymond Zondo, asked the Constitutional Court to intervene. Our patron has expressed his doubts about the lawlessness of the Zondo Commission, the biased manner in which it's being conducted, and the fact that it has been transformed into slaughterhouse and a forum in which all kinds of unsustainable, unsubstantiated, and defamatory allegations have been made against him, the foundation said there. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time down to what? Exactly 12:25. The Thursday edition of the morning show. Now, if you want to support your girl child to stay in school, is it the best way to do it to wear some of their uniforms? Now, Malawians have been sharing photos on social media on female MPs dressed up as schoolgirls. Now, some delighting in their outfits, others unimpressed by the stunt. Now, the country's 193 members parliament usually has a strict dress code, but it was relaxed on Tuesday for the chamber's 43 female politicians. MP Gotani Hara said the gesture was meant to send a strong message to girls from successful career women that with hard work everything is possible. Now, studies shows that up to 15% of Malawian girls drop out of school before finishing primary education. This is put down to a range of reasons, including poverty, pregnancy, or being forced into marriage. So that is what is happening there. What are they doing to address that particular issue? Some people found humor in how the politicians were dressed. One even carried fried maize in a plastic bottle, typical of snacks that children, particularly in rural areas, take to school. Okay, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We'll be coming to Ghana pretty soon, but I wanted to bring you one other story that is making the rounds in Nigeria as well. But as you know, at the moment, as I said earlier on, well, the story is still going on pertaining to what the invasion of the residence of Chief Sunday Igboho early this morning, and 2 lives have been lost. With a video that I posted earlier on, I played earlier on during the program. So for those of you who didn't have the privilege of watching, I promise you I'm going to play it at the tail end. Showed blood and all that stuff. Now, if you go in to arrest somebody, do you go with live bullets? Were you there to kill him, assassinate him? Was that the purpose? Well, we'll be bringing you more as it unfolds. Now, UK seeks explanation on arrest of Nnamdi Kanu. Britain says it's seeking an explanation from the Nigerian government on the circumstances of the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu, who leads a banned group seeking a breakaway state in southeastern Nigeria. Mr. Kanu, 53, also holds British and Nigerian citizenship. He faces treason-related charges in Nigeria, but fled the country in 2017 while on bail. He was rearrested on Sunday, according to Nigeria's government, but no details were given of where and how he was captured. The British High Commission in Nigeria said that it was seeking clarification on the possible legality of Mr. Kano's arrest. It said it was ready to give him consular assistance. A spokesperson, Dean Harlock, said Mr. Kano was neither arrested in the UK nor extradited from there. Okay? He said the UK expects his trial to follow due process. Mr. Kano is currently in the custody of Nigeria's secret police after a federal high court ordered for his detention on Tuesday. His trial is expected to resume on the 26th of July. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Was this arrest or that arrest has that culminated into the attack on Chief Sunday Igboho's residence early this morning? Okay. Well, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay. Now somebody has posted an article which I want to bring your way, and it's Bangbosi who's advising Buhari and pertaining to how to make Nnamdi Kanu drop Biafra agitation. So now let's all listen to that, and then we'll move on from that. Now, Barrister Olusegun Bangbose, National Coordinator Concerned Advocates for Good Governance, the CAGG, has opined that Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, will drop his secessionist in movement if President Muhammadu Buhari decides to take the right route of running an all-inclusive government. To this end, Bangbozi advised Buhari not to see Kanu as a criminal, but someone who wants a better life for his people. The senior lawyer and 2023 presidential hopeful also said that he, at this point, expects Igbo leaders to commence negotiation with the federal government towards ensuring the release of Kanu while cautioning against protests. Now, Bambosi believes that Nnamdi Kanu will be prepared to give up the agitation for a sovereign state of Biafra if the federal government faces the lingering issue of marginalization and properly address it. The recent arrest of Nnamdi Kanu should not be seen as an achievement on the part of Buhari's administration, Bangbosi said this morning. The arrest and detention of Nnamdi Kanu cannot end agitation as long as those issues that led to agitation are not properly addressed. The government cannot successfully put an end to agitations without satisfactorily addressing the issues that birth the agitation. This is never a time for government to throw a tea party or pump champagne because Nnamdi Kanu has been arrested. The federal government must, as a matter of urgency, commence projects in the southeast to show that they are fully recognized as part of the nation. Now he said, I believe that most Igbos will prefer to remain as citizens of Nigeria as long as government will give them reasons to believe that they are part and parcel of the country. He goes on to say, I believe Nnamdi Kanu will be prepared to drop his agitation for the Biafran Republic if the issue of marginalization will be properly addressed. President Buhari should not see Nnamdi as a criminal, as I said earlier on. Now, what do you think? This is not the time to crucify Kanu and abandon him. Let the negotiation begin. Nnamdi Kanu, who was allegedly arrested in Kenya last weekend, is currently being detained in custody of the Department of State Services. Now, I want to hear what do you call them? Leaders in Nigeria, various leaders like Obasanjo and all those people. I want to hear their voices now. Do you think it's the right course? Maybe if they were president, was that how they were going to deal with the situation? And the fact that they've invaded or gone to attack the house or the residence of Chief Sunday Igboho, is that the right course? Is that what they will also have done under the same circumstance? Now, it will be interesting for us to know exactly what they are saying at the moment. Do you think it's right? But liar Muhammad is saying that Nnamdi Kanu's let me bring you that one. It's quite interesting. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, has said that allies of the arrested leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, will be prosecuted. Lai Mohammed said this on Thursday at a press conference in Abuja while speaking on the re-arrest of the IPOB leader. He noted that the federal government knows those who collaborated with Kanu before he was re-arrested. We can tell you that the forensic investigation carried out so far has revealed a treasure trove of information on the proscribed IPOB leader and his collaborators. While the investigation continues, we assure you that none of the collaborators, irrespective of their standings in society, will be spared. They will all face the full wrath of the law for the activities that challenge our nation's sovereignty and threaten its unity. But have they addressed the menace of the Fulani? What do you call them? These terrorist groups that are invading communities and destroying their people's properties and stuff. Have they addressed that? Or are they just using this as a facade just to cover some whitewashing, just to cover, oh yes, we are doing something about security issues? That's why somebody posted a question there, that has the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu stopped terrorism from the Fulanis, from ISWAP, and what's the name of the other one? Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK, a very, very worrying time, especially in Nigeria, but we hope that reasoning prevails there. Okay? It is Starr Radio UK. Okay, I was trying to see whether there have been any developments about or any updates from Chief Sunday Igboho's the attack that took place in his property early this morning, but none as yet. But Army have arrested ISWAP. Okay, it says that the Nigerian Army says its troops have arrested a suspected Islamic State West African province terrorist in Ogun. Especially the defense headquarters disclosed that Operation Awatse troops arrested the ISWAP suspect in Sango Ota. The Army's acting director of defense media operation, Bernard Onyeoko, revealed this while briefing journalists on operations of the armed forces between June 18 and June 30 on Thursday in Abuja. Mr. Onyeoko said the arrest was made during standing patrols and raid operations at strategic areas in the Majidon area when the suspect Ibrahim Musa was apprehended. Well, they have to make sure that peace and security, or the insecurity issue that is going on there, is resolved. Well, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. I've never been that upset when I've sat before this microphone to make my take on issues or to bring you these stories. But this morning I feel very, very upset, and I'm highly offended by the act of the federal government in Nigeria. But it's not only there. Now in Ghana, the IGP says that the police can shoot at crowds under certain circumstances. He indicated that this happens when the police feel they are in danger. So if they feel they are in danger, they're going to shoot. Okay, but it goes on further to say the IGP was speaking when he appeared before the park. James Opon-Buonu, the Inspector General of Police, has been explaining to the Public Accounts Committee of the Parliament the circumstances under which police officers can shoot at protesting crowd. Now, according to him, the laws permit the police to use lethal force to deal with armed rioters. armed rioters. Is that what took place yesterday in Ghana? Yesterday morning? My apologies. Tuesday morning. It wasn't yesterday, it's Tuesday morning. Is that what took place? Okay. Now he said such a force is needed to protect the lives of officers deployed to quell violent protests, adding that such actions is permissible by law. So virtually justifying the shooting and killing of 2 people and maiming of others in the Ejura area last Tuesday. It says the IGP added that the use of lethal force where necessary is to ensure the safety of security officers whose lives may be at risk. Now, upon Bueno explained that during violent protests, while the police call for calm with the use of megaphone, when they are confronted by unarmed protesters, the use of spray guns, tear gas, and blank ammo are, however, allowed to be used to de-escalate rising tension. He goes on further to say, Honorable Chair, you and I know that in very fluid situation, there are no hard and fast rules when the lives of police officers are threatened. That they should go through all this. So depending on the nature of the situation you are dealing with, then you can go through all this. Interesting. Very interesting. Now, so the president yesterday called for the institution of a ministerial committee to investigate the shooting incident that took place last Tuesday when the burial of Kaka, a social media protester, let me put it that way, was bashed, kicked, and died out of that, the injuries that he occurred from that. Now, do you think that this statement that the police head has come to make this yesterday justifies the action that took place that caused the loss of 2 lives, the casualties there, and others who were injured? Now, there have been some video that's going viral, and in that video, one person is shot and this person is seen to be falling down. However, it doesn't show that the person was carrying any weapon. And if you want to give warning shot, do you shoot into a crowd? By you saying that, well, that can be done if they think that the police or the security agencies' lives are under threat. Were they? That is the question that I'm asking this morning. It is a very sad situation that seems to be happening, and I hope somebody say, I pray to God that they see to, make sure that justice prevails. If not, what is happening in Ghana, what is happening in Nigeria, what is happening in the Igbo land, what is happening across the globe, we've not seen nothing yet. Worse than that is what is going to happen. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's take a break and let me have a sip of water and I'll come back to you. But those of you who want more update from Chief Sunday Igboho's resident attack this morning, I promise you, as and when we have any more information, I promise you, hand on heart, I will bring it to you. Stay tuned, don't you go away. Starr Radio UK, the favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184-994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Hello, lovely listeners. Tune in to the renewed show with Charlotte. Make it a date to listen to me this and every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Starr Radio UK. Tune in to an hour of power, an hour of encouragement, an hour to inspire you to stay positive and strong in this season. See you there and listen.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. The whole of darkness.
So what did that
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Hello, lovely listeners. Tune in to the renewed show with Charlotte. Make it a date to listen to me this and every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Starr Radio UK. Tune in to an hour of power, an hour of encouragement, an hour to inspire you to stay positive and strong in this season. See you there and listen.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy. Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK. My apologies for the long break there, but I hope that you've all enjoyed the program this morning and the final segment of the news that is making the rounds in Ghana. And then I will bring you the video of the aftermath of the attack in Chief Sunday Igboho's residence. I will bring in that your way. Ghana hit with another judgment debt. Over 70 million to be paid to WAGL. And Ejura killings. Government to announce 3-member probing committee today. So, let me try to bring you these 3 stories quickly, and then we'll bring the program to a close. But this afternoon, exactly at 5 o'clock, as I said earlier on, we should be having the renewed show where Charlotte Odum will be having as a guest Davida Grace Ahin. She's Robbie Starlet's season 2 contestant, international model and actress, radio show host as well. And today they're going to be looking at the church and fashion. The church and fashion. Some people believe that when you go to church, you have to make yourself. Let me use this colloquial term, colo. You don't know no fashion, no face. Hey, no. You do that, you're becoming satanic. Well, but do you think that is the right course? Well, listen to that program exactly at 5 o'clock. And then, after that, we'll bring you the BB Means Business Show. The A to Z of doing business in Africa. Then, we'll be having the Property Hour Show with KB Bossman and Vicky Newton. Today, they will be hosting Alhaji Suleiman, who is CEO of Azel Group, he is a property refurb and building contractor. Alhaji Suleimana, he'll be appearing there. They'll be looking at refurbishing and adding value to your property. Refurbishing and adding value to your property. Join them exactly at 7 o'clock. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, the last or the final segment of this show coming your way. Stay tuned, don't go away. As many of you who are still stayed on with me during the course of the program, I salute you all, love you all to bits. I know it costs you a great deal to listen to us, especially those of you in Uganda. Now that you are even paying taxes on the data that you're using, my goodness, thank you very much. Across the globe, I salute you for doing so. Now, Ghana has been hit with another huge judgment debt as the country is set to pay over $70 million to West Africa Gas Limited after a ruling by the London Court of Arbitration. The dispute came after the termination by the claimant, West Africa Gas Limited, of a gas sales agreement dated the 9th of October 2015 between WAGL and the Republic of Ghana. The latest judgment debt comes after the country was hit with over 170 million judgment debt after a power contract agreement between the government of Ghana and the GCGP was wrongfully terminated. Now, documents available reveals that the West African Gas Limited decided to terminate the contract after what they claim were impediments put in their way by the government of Ghana, which made it difficult for them to execute the contract. The West Africa Gas Limited initially sought a recovery fee in excess of $1 billion, but subsequently reduced its claim. At a ruling in January 2021, the London Court of Arbitration declared as follows: the respondents do pay to the claimant the sum of $68.584 million as the recovery fee under GSA. The second, the respondent do pay the claimant simple interest on the sum awarded in the above from the 22nd of April 2019 at the annual rate of 6.5% until payment. Now, the respondent do pay the claimant legal and other costs in the sum of £200,000. The respondent do pay the claimant the arbitration costs in the sum of $153,108. The counterclaim is dismissed. All other claims, including the claim for a declaration and counter change, are rejected. So that was what happened there. But who didn't represent the country fairly or rightly that have cost us once again $70 million free? Now, if somebody causes a loss like that to the state, don't you think that should come with a penalty? So that when people think that they have to terminate any contract, they actually will look into it. Or when people think that they have to sign a contract, they have to actually look into it diligently before they sign or they append their signature to contracts. What do you think about all that? Well, it is Starr Radio UK. I have to bring the program to a close. But one other story, and I will do so. And as I've said, we are watching. We are watching what is happening in Nigeria. The Commonwealth Human Rights Initiative, the CHRI of Africa, has called on the government of Ghana to cease immersing the military in internal security operations which could be handled by the police. The CHRI believes the deployment of the military for internal security operations is unnecessary and exacerbates infractions and violations against the fundamental human rights of the citizens. A statement issued on Wednesday, June the 30th by the CHRI on the killing of two protesters where with others sustaining gunshot wounds at the Jura in the Ashanti region, urged the government to retrain police on crowd control. It also called for the resourcing of the National Commission on Civic Education to stamp out the growing intolerance among the populace. The CHRI Africa office attention has been drawn to news reports of the unfortunate death of two persons and severe injuries to others exercising their right to protest at Ejura in the Ashanti region on June the 29th. That's Tuesday, the 2021. Well, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, I've run out of time. And that's why I bring the program to a close. But like I promised you, the video that is from Nigeria, I'm going to be bringing that your way. Well, the narrator was speaking in Yoruba, so I will not be able to tell you. But in summary, all that he's talking about is the invasion of Chief Sunday Igboho's residence and the aftermath of it. What do you think? Continue to stay tuned and listen to this even as I bring the program to a close. But we promise you that tomorrow we'll be bringing you more information as it unfolds. But like I said, Mr. Olayomi is on the ground, and as and when we have any other information, I'll bring it to the fore. Thank you very much for joining me. Enjoy this. I don't know what to say enjoy, but watch this, and after that I'll bring you my closing song, Something Inside So Strong. I know that I can make it. The higher they build their barriers, the taller you have to grow. Don't let the challenge overcome you. Overcome the challenge. Good afternoon, and thank you very much. It's been me, Archie, and all you wonderful people who joined in this morning. Bye-bye for now.
Our federal government wọ́n ti ṣiṣẹ́ bí wọ́n ṣe máa ń ṣe ìwọ́n tó bí ẹ̀kúrú lóun sọ wípé federal government wọ́n ń ṣẹ̀ta aráàlú ṣẹ́ẹ̀rí ẹ̀jẹ̀ ni o ẹ̀jẹ̀ lẹ́ ń wò nílẹ̀ yìí o wọ́n pa àwọn èèyàn wọ́n sì wọ́n wọn lọ ṣẹ́ẹ̀rí iṣẹ́ wọn ni wọ́n ti wá pè fógun báyìí o torí gbogbo èèyàn náà ló ti kò sí tí Ìgbòho ṣe fún wọn ẹ wò báyìí pa èèyàn ẹ wò báyìí pa àwọn èèyàn ẹ wò wọ́n wá wọ́ ẹni yẹn wọ́n wọ́ ọ lọ kan lè má gẹ̀ẹ́tì wípé àwọn pààyàn tí ò bá ṣe kí ni gẹ́gẹ́ àdọ́rùn ẹ ti wá ṣe lóru ẹ ti rí báyìí ṣe ti rí wọ́n bà nǹkan jẹ́ gan wọ́n bà nǹkan jẹ́ gan gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ má sùn tó bá ní òní kàn ẹ́ ó ti wà lẹ́yìn ilẹ̀kùn ẹ dìde ìjà gbogbo wa ló ń jà o ẹ wo bọ́n ẹ ṣe property gbogbo àwọn mọ́tò pátá kò sí tí wọ́n fọwọ́ bà gbogbo ẹ̀ náà fi búlẹ̀tì bàjẹ́ ṣe ti rí mọ́tò eléyìí náà wọ́n bàjẹ́ ẹ wo àwọn ni wọ́n fọ́ báyìí ẹ wo inú rẹ̀ wọ́n fọ́ mọ́tò ṣe ti rí ẹ wo mọ́tò yìí jíwá gan yìí ṣe ti rí federal government wọ́n ti pè fógun báyìí o àfikàn rogun mọ́tò yìí náà wọ́n bàjẹ́ gbogbo ohun tí wọ́n sọ náà ni pé mẹ́sẹ̀jì tán gìfù ní pé ká má lè lọ Lagos rally wọ́n dẹ̀ ṣe àwàdà ni ṣe rí wọ́n pa àwọn èèyàn ṣe ti rí ṣe rí kò sí wàhálà wọ́n ti pè fógun ogun dẹ̀ máa dé bá wọn wọ́n máa wọ̀ rí ní tí Ìgbòho bá ṣe fún wọn àbí ní tí agigators bá ṣe fún wọn bóyá ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ní ká mọ̀ sọ wípé a fẹ́ gba òmìnira ara wa àbáwọn ṣe mọ́ ṣe ti rí gbogbo ẹ̀ ẹ wo bọ́n ṣe inú ilé bàjẹ́ gan o àti ìnáfààní àti wọlé báyìí ni o inú ilé bàjẹ́ gan wọ́n bà nǹkan jẹ́ gan ẹ má jẹ́ ṣojú yín wọ́n bà nǹkan jẹ́ o ṣé ń rí ẹ wo gbogbo ìbá gbogbo ẹ̀jẹ̀ ẹ wo sílì ẹ wò ó ṣé rí ṣe federal government ṣé rí ṣé ti rí wọ́n pa àwọn èèyàn wa lọ o Lady K gbogbo àwọn mídíà wa tó wà pẹ̀lú olóyè gbogbo wọn pátá ni wọ́n kó lọ ṣé ti rí kò sí wàhálà wọ́n ti pè fógun àwọn ti pè fógun báyìí ẹ wo gbogbo àwọn mọ́tò ìpátá gbogbo ẹ̀ ni wọ́n fọwọ́ bà ayé ìjọba ti bàjẹ́ o ayé wọn ti dàrú o ṣé rí ibi tí wọ́n ti fọ́ mọ́tò yìí fífọ́ lẹ̀ ń wò yẹn o ayé wọn ti dàrú o ẹ máa ṣí ẹ̀rẹ̀ ayé wọn ti dàrú o ṣé rí ẹ wo mọ́tò ẹ wò ojú búlẹ̀tì rẹ o ṣé rí ojú búlẹ̀tì ṣé rí ẹ wò àwọn ọkọ̀ owó iyebíye lórí kíni ìwọ ọmọ Yorùbá tó rí ẹ̀ ò pé tó ṣe ń sọ wípé politician ló rán Sunday ó mọ̀ pé orí ẹ̀ ti burú ò tí mọ̀ wípé ó ń jà fẹ́tọ̀ gbogbo ọmọlẹ̀ Yorùbá ló jẹ́ kó rí báyìí ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ ní dìde tán àbò sí Yorùbá ló máa rí gẹ́gẹ́ bí information tá a gbọ́ wọ́n náà ti ń lọ tẹ́lẹ̀ wọ́n wá gba kọ́ọ̀lù wípé orí sílì ni àlàyé wa orí sílì láyé wa wọ́n ti padà wá wọ́n lọ fọ́ ogbó sílì náà ṣé ẹ rí gbogbo ẹ̀. ẹ wo inú pálọ̀ tán ti ń gbàlejò ní ẹ ti rí ẹ wo mọ ìsíkátà gbogbo ẹ̀ ẹ rí gbogbo ẹ̀ ó dáa o wọ́n ti pè fún ogun báyìí o wọ́n sì máa rí ogun wọ́n máa rí ogun. gbogbo èèmù wọn ni pé káwọn ọmọ àlàyé kó lè mọ́ lọ Lagos rally kò wá sí kankan mọ́ báyìí àfi ogun wọ́n ti torí tí ó ṣe fún wọn tán fi wá da gbogbo property ẹ̀rú báyìí wọ́n á sọ fún UN wọ́n á sì sọ fún gbogbo àgbáyé. à ń sọ̀rọ̀ ńjọ́ òní wípé Tinubu wọ́n ló kú wọ́n ní àwa ṣe ń dunnú pé Tinubu kú àwa ń dunnú pé Tinubu kú Tinubu tó yẹ pé tó bá wà láyé gbogbo àwọn àrà tó wà máa dá ní ẹ̀rọ gbó sílì wọ́n ní kán padà wá kí wọ́n wá wo orí sílì bóyá máa mú àlàyé ṣẹtìrì àmọ́ wọn mọ̀ pé ọ̀sán àtòrò kì í pàdé tí òye wọn nìyẹn ṣé ẹ rí ogun nǹkan tó bàjẹ́ ṣé ẹ rí ẹ wo bẹ́ẹ̀dì ẹ wò ó tó fi dé inú ilé private room àlàyé àti débẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan wọ́n ní ká má wọ̀ ọ́ ni nítorí àwọn tán máa padà wá kó mọ jẹ́ evidence wọ́n pa èèyàn o wọ́n pa èèyàn dẹ̀ gbé wọn lọ wọ́n dẹ̀ ti kó àwọn èèyàn wa lọ ṣé ẹ ti rí ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá ní tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí kò ń ṣe nítorí ara ẹnìkan ló ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀ o nítorí kó ń gbìjà yín kẹlẹ̀ gómìnira orí ẹ̀ tí ò pé yẹn kó jẹ́ kó pé orí ẹ̀ tí ò pé tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ ìgéǹsì olóyè Sunday Igboho jẹ́ kó pé.
This is Starr Radio UK.
The higher you build your barrier,
Thanks for listening.
I become.
Thanks for listening.
Away, the faster I will run. You can deny me. You can decide to turn your face away. No matter, there's something inside so strong. I know that I can make it. Though you're doing me wrong, so wrong. Because when my pride was gone.
All around the world.
Thanks for listening.
The more you refuse to hear my voice, the louder I will sing. You hide behind walls of Jericho. Your walls will come tumbling. Deny